Back on this flight from Toronto to Boston, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit here in just a little bit. Just about the flight in general. We've already got everything set up as far as... let's go ahead and load
Good evening,
chat
Captain.
so you guys can talk. We'll enable that, and I'll just put in here, welcome everyone. Alright, so chat is up. We got that going.
Copy, rename, share, delete, top of window, run as administrator, open file location, run as administrator, raise 2 of 9. Open file location, 3 of 9. Run as open enter 1 of 9, run as administrator, raise 2 of 9.
I'm actually not even going to use packs on this flight.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33.8. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.
We're going to do this flight without packs, and just go with what we got here. So, I went to do this flight once, but as you guys know,
Ryan Bishop. Good evening, all.
First officer next messed up. Hey, Ryan Bishop, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. First officer next freaked out. I had the voice going, and it did some crazy thing about detecting voice, and then it just started flipping every switch. You name it, it flipped it. It put my flaps out all the way. It put my gear down. It turned off autopilot. It turned off VNAV. It turned off the auto throttle. It turned off LNAV. It turned off the fuel pumps. I mean, it turned off everything. So I said, okay, I'm going to try to figure this out. So the best I can tell you is we're not going to use voice. I think I might have it fixed.
AC bus, ground SBC number 1 on. AC bus, ground SBC number 2 on. Transfer bus number 1 light on.
But I do not want to get over there and find out that it's just going to do it again.
Wind 307 knots, just at 0 knots. Left fire warning light on.
Wind is 307 at 7 knots here.
Left fire warning light on. 810 CYYZ.
At Toronto.
81 degrees, fire extinguisher test
81 degrees outside.
Fire extinguisher test neutral. Left
So
fire extinguisher test light off. Right fire
I
extinguisher test
expect
light
it will have a pretty decent flight. This isn't a super long flight.
Forward cargo fire extinguisher test light off.
We won't even be in the air
Aft cargo fire extinguisher test light off. Forward cargo fire light off.
for
Aft cargo fire light
probably
off. Cargo fire
maybe
start light
an
off. Left fire warning light off.
hour.
Right fire warning light off.
Maybe a little over an hour, but descent
Left
CD
MC
message displayed. Enter IRS position.
will end up being like
MC light on. CPU number 1
50
message light on. CPU number 2 message light
minutes
on.
or something crazy like that. So that's that.
2 warning light on. Engine number 1 reverser light on. Engine number 2 reverser light on. Engine number 1 control light on. Engine number 2 control light on. Engine number 1 alternate control light on. Engine number 2 alternate control light on. Passenger oxygen light on. Flight controls low quantity light on. Flight controls low pressure light on. Flight controls standby slash rudder light on. Field pressure light on. Auto slash fail light on. Engine number 1 fuel filter bypass light on. Engine number 2 fuel filter bypass light on. Cross feed valve light open. Engine number 1 center low pressure light on. Engine number 2 center low pressure light on. Battery discharge light on. TR unit light on. Billet light on. Standby power light on. Transfer bus number 1 light off. Transfer bus number 2 light off. DC source light off. AC source light off. Accu generator bus light off. Accu main light on. Accu low oil pressure light on. Accu fault light on. Accu over speed light on. Equipment cooling supply light on. Equipment cooling exhaust light on. Call light on. Call use light on. Left side window overheat light on. Left forward window overheat light on. Right forward window overheat light on. Right side window overheat light on. Left side window heat light on. Left forward window heat light on. Right forward window heat light on. Right side window heat light on. Left anti-ice valve open. Right anti-ice valve open. Left cowl anti-ice light on. Right cowl anti-ice light on. Left cowl valve open. Right cowl valve open. Electric hydraulic pump number 1 overheat light on.
CDU
Left
message
hydraulic
cleared.
pump number 2 overheat light on. Flight deck temperature light on. Forward cabin temperature light on. Aft cabin temperature light on. Low lead light on. Left back trip light on. Right back trip light on. Left wind overheat light on. Right wind overheat light on. Left lead trip light on. Right lead trip light on. Flight altitude 88,888. Landing altitude 88,888. Flight controls warning light on. Fuel warning light on. Electrical warning light on. Accu warning light on. Overheat warning light on. Anti-ice warning light on. Hydraulics warning light on. Doors warning light on. Engines warning light on. Engines warning light on. Auto throttle arm light on. N1 light on. Speed light on. Heading select light on. LNAV light on. Vertical speed light on. VNAV light on. Level change light on. Altitude hold light on. Left flight director light on. Right flight director light on. Approach mode light on. VOR slash localizer light on. CMDA light on. CWSA light on. CMDB light on. CWSD on. Speed brake arm light on. Speed brake extended light on. Speed brake slash N arm light on. Auto brake disarm
all
light on.
kinds
Computer
of
light set.
stuff
Left low light
on
slow light
there.
on. Right
Sorry
low light
about
slow light
that,
on.
folks.
Stand
I
over
was taking care of something there.
Oxygen level 67%.
I'm going to get into more about Boston here once we get things set up. This is not one of them airports where you can slack any when it comes to descent and paying attention to approach and all that. It is
All
very,
right, I'm going to check out the aircraft.
very specific. So you got to stay on your toes with Boston. Ryan, can you not hear me? I ain't heard nothing. Didn't hear another chat come through. I hope you guys can hear me okay.
Menu pmdg 730 menu land 1.
I better check it here in a minute and hope that my audio's come through.
Refresh button, clear scratch edit land.
Alright, so CYYZ.
CYYZ land. Clear scratch refresh edit red only. Close it last 1. Ref 2. Ref 2. CYYZ. Code 1. CYYZ code 2. Cisco CVI 090W. Land. Step slash RF land 1. List. CYYZ Cisco 1. Ankle 505. CDU number 1 Cisco CYYZ Cisco 1. Ankle 5 list land 2. Arrow 4. Land 3. Abs set land 4. Beats 3. Land 5. Accommodate. C land 3. Land 2. Zusum 3. Land 1. Deputy 5. Since CYYZ Cisco 1. Kept the 3. Land 2. Kiss land 1. Kept the 3. Since CYYZ Cisco 1. Kept the 3. Trans 2. BMPAH. Land 3. Was E. Land 4. Land 3. Land 2. BMPAH. Trans 2. BMPAH. CDU number 1 execute key available. CDU number 2.
Alright, there's that. We've got our departure taken care of. Now let's go back and do our...
Land 2. KPOS greater. Land 1. List of CYYZ R greater. KPOS arrivals 1/8. KPOS 1. GDM 4004R. Land 2. JFUND 2.04 deals 15R. Land 1. GDM 4004R. Land 2. JFUND 2.04 deals 15R. Land 1. Land 2. JFUND 2.04 D. Land 3. JFUND 2.15 R deals 22L. Land 2. JFUND 2.04 deals 15R. Land 3. JFUND 2.15 R deals 22L. Land 4. JFUND 2.22 deals 27. Land 5. JFUND 2.27 deals 33L. 6. Less index root greater. Land 6. Less index root greater. 5. JFUND 2.27 deals 33. Land 4. Land 3. Land 2. JFUND land 1. GDM 4004R.
let me see what I
Stars
want to
KPOS
do
arrivals
here.
stars 1. GDM 4004R. Land 2. JFUND 2.04 deals 15R. Land 1. GDM 4004R.
Let's do...
CDU number 1 stars KPOS arrivals stars 1. GDM 4 less L greater 0 G2. JFUND 2.04 beyond slash off greater. Trans 3. OOSHN 5.04 B Kashi. Land 4. ORW7. Land 5. Robert 3.04R. 6. Less raise root greater. 5. Robert 3.0 KPOS arrivals 1/2. Stars 1. GDM 4 less L greater 04R. G slash S. 2. JFUND 2.04 beyond slash off greater. Trans 3. OOSHN 5.04 B. Kashi. O. G. Land 3. OOSHN 5.04 B Kashi.
Let's see what this one looks like.
Trans 2. G 1. GDM 4 less L greater 04R. G slash 2. JFUND 2. Trans 3. OOSHN 5.04 B less L greater Kashi. Land 4. ORW7. Land 3. OOSHN 5 trans 2. JFUND 2.04 beyond slash off G slash 1. GDM 4 less L greater 04R. G slash 2. JFUND 2.04 beyond slash off greater. G slash 2. JFU. Trans G 1. JFUND 2 less L greater 04 trans 2. On slash off greater trans 3. Font less L greater Kashi. Land 3. Font less L greater Kashi. CDU number 1 execute key available. CDU number.
See what that looks like.
RT Lex 1/7. 0571 1000 slash 1000 02 vector slash 113 model slash. CDU number 1. CDU number 112 model slash.
Alright.
Microsoft Flight Stream Chat Ops 29 forms main row 2 close and checklist grouping. Before start after taxis before the restart and fix support buttons connect voice pause performance. Close and checklist grouping before the CHKLST
I
button.
think I'm going to have to load my phone here, man. Make sure you all can hear me. Ryan, I didn't hear you reply, so.
Edit red only selected reply flow. Close and pre-FL before start after start flow button. Taxi CH before edit red. Close pre-FL TCH before start flow button. Restart and fix support buttons connect voice pause performance. Close and checklist grouping before start after taxi before 05 button. Combo box collapsed 31,000 button. Combo box 0 button. Combo box collapsed at 30,000 31,000 button. Combo box yes selected button. Combo box collapsed 1 selected 5. 10 selected. Win 307 knots. Gust at 0 knots button. Combo box 2 is selected. The 1 on button. Combo box on selected selected 17 edit selected 1 edit selected 0 edit selected 0 edit selected 7 edit selected KBO 22L button. Combo box collapsed 04L selected 04R. Full button. Combo box 04R button. Combo box full button. Combo box collapsed 25 30. 40 40.
We'll do that.
0 button. Combo box collapsed. Edit blank 1 select 2 3 edit selected 200. Edit selected 0 edit selected 4 edit selected 1. Download SIMDRF button. Restart. Configure support company. Menu item. Restart. Configure support company buttons. Connect. Voice pause. Performance. Performance data grouping. Edit selected CYYZ.
Alright.
ACT RT Lex 1/6 PM. Edit red only multi. ACT RT Lex 1/6. ACT RT Lex 6/6. ACT RT 01. RW04R/69. 034 degrees 5.2 nm. ACT RT Lex 034 degrees 5.2 nm. ACT RT 034 degrees 5.2 nm.
34 degrees.
ACT RT land 6 1.RMT 5 MILTT/1700 RMT/actual 5 MILT 034 degrees 5.0 nm 4 NAPO/3000 day 05 MILTT/1700 0344 NAPO/3000 day 034 degrees 5.03 Windy/4000 day 034 degrees 5.1 nm 2 Gashi 210/6000 236 degrees 11.4 nm 1 vector slash 213 degrees TR ACT RT Lex 5 ACT RT Lex 5 213 degrees TRK 1 vector slash 232 Gashi 210/6000 236 2 Gashi 210/ CDU number 1 execute CDU number 01 Gashi 210/034 degrees 5 1 237 degrees 11 ACT RT Lex 5 237 degrees 11.4 nm 1 Gashi 210/6000 237 degrees 11.4 nm. 1. Gashi 034 degrees 5.1 nm bypass. 2. Windy slash 4000 day. 034 degrees 5.1 nm bypass. 2. Windy slash 4000 day. 034 degrees 5.0 nm. 3. Nako slash 3000 day. 034 degrees 5.0 nm. 4. MILTT slash 1700. 034 RW04R slash 034 4 033 02 01 200 RT elect 5 slash 6. 237 degrees 11.4 nm.
So that is going 236. Yeah, it could turn within 11 miles. It could turn over to 34 degrees.
1. Gashi 210 slash 6000. 034 degrees 5.1 nm bypass. 2. Windy slash 4000 day.
I don't know what that bypass actually means. I don't know if I'm supposed to ignore that waypoint. I'm going to read something before I just assume that's what you do. But
RT elect 4 slash 101. HRRIS slash 111 degrees 5.2. SPYSD 203. Privy slash 205. GGA 215. JOD 210. RT elect 3 slash 6 111. 5 slash 10 2. Root is continuity 3. JFUND slash. Root is 2. Root is 3. JFUND slash. CDU number 1 execute key available. CDU number 102. JFUND 113. Autumn 2114. Windows 250 slash 8000 10000. 194. Windows 250 105. HRRIS slash. RT elect 2 slash 6. RT elect 111. Even slash 112. HAN 113. Chassis slash 114. Auto slash 115. Favorite slash. Lang. RT elect 1 slash 6. 01. 1000 slash 182. Model slash 113. Rhythm slash 104. Capta slash 115. PMDAH slash. RT elect 1 slash 6. RT elect 101. 1000 slash 1000.
okay. I'm going to read some while we're just looking here.
Tab Google Chrome. Google Chrome. Select Google.com. Search landmark. Search comp. Expand. PMDG. What do you do at a waypoint that says bypass group? Click on main map. Clickable bypass after entering waypoints in the FMC. Link PMDG simulation. Link HTTPS. Button of this result. Jan 23. 2023. Modify your flight plan or slow down. Bypass means that the aircraft cannot follow the flight plan track. Usually because turns are too sharp.
Oh.
Land. The flight plan track. Land. List with 3 link heading level 3 flyover versus fly by PMDG simulations. Link HTTPS. Button of this no. The FMC does not show bypass. I think that this is a bug. It is an en route fix and aircraft should overfly en route fixes. Clickable mode after waypoint. PMDG simulations heading level 3. Link HT button of this result. April 14, 2023 in this case. The pilot can use the bypass function to skip the descent calculations and follow the ATC instructions instead. April 14, 2023 in this case. The pilot can use the bypass function to skip the FMC's automatic. Descent calculations and April 14, 2023 descent land. Clickable link. Link heading level 3 of the new LNAV system after last update versus the old one.
Alright, so basically it's
Out of list heading level 1 navigation landmark. Clickable link videos. Link image. Link news. Main landmark. Clickable searchers. Clickable link heading link PMDG simulation. Link H button of this Jan 23, 2023 modify your flight plan or slow down. Bypass means that the aircraft cannot follow
modify your flight plan or slow down.
the flight plan track. Usually because turns are too sharp.
Okay, so we could slow it down maybe. Let's try that.
Forms.name. Oxygen level 60. RT elect 1. RT elect 1. RT elect 1 slash 6. RT elect 6 slash 6. RT elect 5 slash. RT 01. Windy slash 4000 day. 034 degrees 5.0 nm. 2. Nako slash 3000 day. 031. Windy slash 4000 day. 034 degrees 5.1 nm bypass. RT elect 5. RT elect 5. 034 degrees 5.1 nm bypass. 1. Windy slash 4000 day. 034 degrees 1. Windy slash 4000 day. 034 2. Nako slash 3000 day. 031. Windy slash 4000 day. 034 degrees 5.1 nm bypass. 1. Windy slash 4000 day. 034 Windy slash 4000 day.
Alright, we'll fix that in a minute.
RT elect 6 slash 6. RT elect 1 slash 6. 01. 1000 slash 1000. 057 degrees HDT 1. 1000 slash 1000. 102. Model slash. 151 3. Rhythm slash. CDU 153. Rhythm slash. RT elect 1 slash 6. RT elect 1 0571 1000 250 slash 1000. CDU number 2 execute key unavailable. 102 103 104 105 RN6 1. Land 6 1.00 slash 0.07 NMRTE data greater. Land 4 Capta 0332Z. Land 3 Rhythm 0329Z. RTE data 1 slash 6. ETA 1 1000 0324Z. RTE data 1 slash 6 PMDG 737Z.
Okay, to start boarding, Captain.
Land 4.
CDU message clear.
RT6. Let's load. Left
CDU
FMC
message
right FMC
displayed.
icon. CDU number 1 message
CRZ
icon.
with
CDU number 2
uploading.
message icon. CDU land 4. Land 5. Land 6. Let's erase.
CDU
CDU
message
number 2
clear.
execute key available. Left FMC light. Right FMC light. CDU
CDU
number 1
message
message.
displayed.
Add
Forecast
RT
sublet
Lex.
ready.
Add RT Lex 01. 1000/1000. Add profit 1/2. GW1. 162.1/plan/2 ./17.275 degrees /30. ./275 degrees ./17 -1 7.2.
17.
Refresh button. Clear scratch with edit land. Num lock off. Num lock on. Emergency exit light. Seatbelt selector auto. Left side window beyond. Left forward window beyond. Clear scratch refresh edit red home. Add profit GW1. 1/2. 17.2/7. Right forward window light on. CDU number 1 execute key. CDU number 1. Left side auto. Left N1 limit 1/1 cells 1 slash plus 20 22. Less to less cell greater CLB greater. Flight altitude. Big. Take off red 1 slash left 1. 10 degrees 139 greater. Auto brake RTO. Auto brake disarm light on.
139.
Altimeter. Left flight director on. Right. Auto flaps Q1. 10 degrees 139 greater 130. Flaps 1. 10 degrees 139 greater 127 K2. 102.2 slash 102.2 141 greater 100 CT trim 3. 28.3% 3.49 150 greater 150. GW slash 3. 28.3% 3.49 150 greater 150.
3.49.
Trim elevator trim indicator for alt plus key. Trim enabled 3.77. .31, 3.25. 3.03, 3.01.
Glide slope.
2.88, 2.86, 2.85, 2.81,
Pull up. Wind shear.
2.61, 2.56, 2.52, 2.48,
Terrain.
2.41, 2.4, 2.39, 2.38, 2.32, 2.33, 2.28, 2.27, 2.26, 2.25, 2.23, 2.22, 2.21,
Sink rate. Pull up.
2.2, 2.19, 2.18, 2.17,
Pull
2.16.
up.
Air trim.
Don't sink.
Electrical staff autopilot staff trim off
Don't
mode plus S.
sink.
Press tab trim normal.
Too low. Terrain.
Take off red 1/2 pmdg 737 CDU. Edit red only multi-line selected. Take.
There we
Speed trim
go.
disabled.
Flaps.
Perfect.
Take off red 1/2 flaps 1. 10 degrees 139 greater
Glide
139.
slope. Bank angle. Bank
Act
angle.
RT Lex 01. 1000 170 slash 1000.
Alright, so hopefully
2,500, 1,000,
switch over to my other headset.
500, 400,
I don't know if you guys wasn't hearing me. I heard
200,
I
100,
saw the chat, but then
50,
nobody said nothing back. So I'm like,
20,
can anybody hear me?
10,
Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Too low. Terrain. Caution. Terrain.
Open YouTube.
GPW resident light off.
Alright, so we should be good here.
Transponder mode off. Transponder mode STPY.
Audio sounds good, that's for sure. At least I hope you guys can hear it. Okay. So, this airport, let's talk, or Boston, let's talk about Boston for a minute. I've been having some chats with Declan about this too. And stepping outside a second, folks. So, number one, Boston has got some steeper descents going, from one waypoint to the next at transition, and some of the runways you might not even get a transition, or it might tell you there's no descent path. But if you got a good altitude for each waypoint, you'll be all right. But the key thing is this, and this is what Declan told me, is you really want to be slowed down
Go ahead and send
before
them
you
down.
get to your localizer. And here come the passengers. So, I think we'll be alright. Actually, I might have the voice thing fixed, actually. I might use it for, I don't know. I had the voice attack installed. I had it installed, and I think that might have been doing it. So we're gonna see. I just gotta remember to hit the mute button when I'm talking to you guys, because that's when stuff can happen. Hey, hold on. That's a Michigan fan getting on the jet. They're gonna have to get off. Michigan fans are not allowed. No, I'm just kidding. Guys, it was super hot here today. 114 index. 114. Alright, stand by 1 minute, guys. One second.
Rings. Hi all. Tell you what, folks, my dogs are wore out today. It was so hot. What you doing, Pops? What you doing, girl? Huh? What you doing? Where my kisses? Where my kisses? Yeah. This my girl. My Willow. Yeah, my baby girl. My baby. Daisy you're here. You're okay. See, I'm okay, Daddy. Whoa, kisses. Yes. Alright. Getting our cargo. Up on here.
Oxygen level 67%.
Alright, so chat's on, just not hearing from nobody. Let's switch back to the studio mic.
Make sure the studio mic is working. Audio 1 2 1 2 3. Let's turn the audio up a little bit. It seems like it might be a little low. So we'll go up to that. Test 1 2 1 2 3 1 2. Go up a little bit more. I think that's even better. I do believe.
Rings. I'm here, but you must have missed my first
Oh yeah,
message.
there we go. Ryan Bishop, where'd you go, my friend? And there's Josh. There you are. All right, so I'll go ahead. Yeah, I must not have seen it there, Josh. I must have been doing stuff with. Okay. So this ain't a long flight, and then after the flight, Josh, I'll meet you up on the server and we can chit chat.
RTE Lex 1/6 PMDG 7. RTE Lex 1/6 RTE Lex 1051 1170/1000.
Okay.
116 model 250/9038. 161 1170/1000. 116 degrees left 2 model 250/90 153 rate 302/14759. 103 rate 302/14104 cut 302/100 125 PMDA 302/238.
What I'm gonna do real quick.
RTE Lex 1/6. RTE Lex 6/. RTE Lex 031 max/3008. 031 degrees 13.9 NF. 1 max/3000. 031 degrees 13.9 NF. 1 max/3000 full 2 max/3008. RTE Lex 5/. RTE Lex 5. RTE 034 degrees 5.1 NF bypass. 1 wind 210/4008.
210 knots at 4,000.
032 Napo 200/3008. 032 Napo 200/3008. 031 wind 210/4008. 031 wind 210/4008. 034 degrees 5.1 NF. 1 wind 034 degrees 5.0 NF. Wind 210/4008. 034 degrees 5.1 NM bypass. RTE Lex 5/6. RTE Lex 5 034 degrees 5.1 NM bypass.
34 degrees, 5 miles.
210/4008.
Let's do this.
210/4008. Reverse button. Clear scratch with edit blank.
210 /
/012.
Let's bring it to 200 / 4000 A.
Clear scratch reverse button. Red only multi 031 wind 210/4008. 031 wind 210/4008. 031 wind 210/4008. 032 03 04 05 RF6 1 input entry. Blank input entry. 034 RW05 RF6 1 forecast subject ready. Blank. Reverse button. Clear scratch edit blank.
Let's do that again. 200 / 4A.
Clear scratch perfect button red only multi-line back. CDU number 1 execute key available. CDU number RT like 034 degrees 5.1 Winnie 200 slash 4000 day 034 degrees 5.1 NM bypass.
Still don't like it. Still wants it as
RT 034 degrees 5.1 NM bypass. 1 Winnie 200 slash 4000 day.
maybe. Let's go up here
RT like
one more.
Land forecast 6 1.0 RFP 5 Gashi 210 slash 6000 237 degrees left 5 Gashi 210 slash 6000 237 degrees 11.4 NM 5 Gashi 210 slash 6000 RFP slash actual 5 Gashi 210 slash 6000 237 degrees 11 5 Gashi 210 slash 6000 RFP slash actual 5 Gashi 210 slash 6000 235 Gashi 210 slash 6000 Perfect button clear scratch bed blank clear scratch perfect bed red only 205 Gashi 210 slash 6000 perfect button clear scratch bed 200 slash blank slash blank clear scratch perfect bed red only 205 Gashi 210 slash 6000 CDU number 1 execute PM. CDU number 204, Joby 200 205, Gashi 200 slash 6000. RFP slash action 6, 1.00 slash RF5, Gashi 200 slash 6000. At RTE 034 degrees 5.1 NM bypass 1, Winnie 200 slash 4000 day. 034 degrees 5.1 NM bypass.
Still don't like that. It's because of that turn.
At RTE land, forecast sublink ready, 6, 1.00 slash 0.06 NM RTE data greater. RFP slash actual. 5, Gashi 200 slash 6000. 237 degrees 11.4 NM.
237 degrees.
Captain, all passengers are aboard. We should have everyone seated in the next 5 to 10 minutes.
It does not like that one bit.
204, Joby 210 slash 6000. 203, GTAB 220 slash 6000. 212 degrees 2.3 NM. 2, 168 degrees 9.2 NM. 1, STYSD 200 111 at RTE like 4 slash 6. At RTE like 4 slash 6.
Tell you what we're going to do.
At RTE like 1 slash 6. At RTE like 1 slash 6. At RTE like 1 slash 6.
I'm going to go back over here. Let's see if we can get a better...
KBOS right stars of 1. GDM 4 less act greater 04R. Land 1. GDM 4 less act greater 04R.
Do 4 right.
Stars approach 1. GDM 4 less L greater T slash S. 2. JWND 2.04 Beyond slash off greater. France 3. OOSHN 5.04 B Gashi. Land 4. ORW 7. Land 3. OOSHN 5.04 B Gashi. France 3. OOSHN 5.04 B Gashi. Land 3. OOSHN 5.04 B Gashi. France 2, France 1, OOSHN 5 less L greater, LZ, France T slash S 2, Adjunct slash out greater, France 3, E Gashi, Land 4, FERNZ, Land 5, FEXXX, 6, less raise 5, FEXX, Land 4, FERNZ, Land 3, E Gashi, France 2, Adjunct slash out greater, France T slash S, 1, OOSHN 5 less L greater, less stars approaches, 1, OOSHN 5 less L greater, 04 stars approaches, 1, OOSHN 5 less L greater, 04R, France T slash 2, Adjunct slash out greater, colon, 2, colon, space, A, Y, space, France 2, adjunct France T slash S. 2, adjunct slash out greater.
Let's try that.
France T1, France 2, adjunct slash L greater on slash out greater.
Let's execute it. Go back to the leg page.
At RTE like 1 slash 8. At RTE like 1 slash 8. At RTE like 6 slash 8. 035 degrees TRK 0.5 NM. 1, 420 slash 420. 031 2, Maxon slash 3000 day. Hold at 3, Maxon slash 3000 day. At RTE like 7 slash 8. Land, using R6, 1.0, using RSP fuel. 6, 1.0 slash RMT slash actual. 5, RW04R slash 69. 034 degrees 5.2 NM. 4, MILTT 106, 034 degrees 3, NAGO 298 degrees 4.3 NM. 3, NAGO 201 slash 3000 day. 298 degrees 4.3 N2, Vector 210 slash 6000, 213 degrees 1, Joby 210 slash 6000, 212 degrees 6.1 NM. 1, Joby 232, Vector 210 slash 6000, 203, NAGO 201 slash 3000, 202, Vector 203, NAGO.
Okay.
CDU number 1.
If I execute
FMC
that.
02, NAGO slash 3000 day. 333 degrees 5.6 NM. 1, Joby 210 slash 6000, left FMC light off, right FMC light off. 212 degrees 6.1 at RTE like 7 slash 8. 212 degrees 6.1 NM. 1, Joby 210 slash 6000, 333 degrees 5.6 NM. 2, NAGO slash 3000 day. 333 degrees 5.1, Job 212 degrees 6.1, 333 degrees 5.2, NAGO slash 3000 day. 034 degrees 5.0 NM. 2, NAGO slash 3000 day. 333 degrees 5.2,
Okay,
NAGO
so
slash
from
3000 day.
330 degrees.
034 degrees 5.0 NM. 2, NAGO 201 slash 3000 day. 333 degrees 2, NAGO 201 slash 3000 day. 034 degree 3, MILTT 161 slash 17, 034 degrees 5.0 NM. 2, NAGO 201 slash 3000 day. 301, Joby 210 slash 6000. 302, NAGO 201 slash 3000 day. 034 NAGO 201 slash 3000 day. 034 MILTT 161 slash 1700. 034 MILTT 161 slash 1700.
Okay.
032, NAGO 201 slash 3000 day.
This looks better.
032, NAGO 201 slash 3000 day. Refresh button, clear scratch edit plan.
So let's just put 3
Clear refresh button, edit red 302, NAGO 201 slash 3000 day.
right soft 2.
CDU number 1 execute. Left FM 302, NAGO slash 3000. 301, Joby 210 slash 6000. 3.2, NACO/3000, left FM 03453, MILTT/1700, 0405, RM6, 1. Forecast uplink ready. Man, forecast uplink ready.
I ain't worried about the forecast uplink. Shut up.
Left FM select, RTE left 7/8. RTE left 603 degrees, 13.9 nm. 1, Maxon/3000 day. Hold at. 2, Maxon/3000 day. Man, 3.
Go around, we gotta do
RTE
3,000 or
left
above.
1/8. 057 degrees, 1, 1170/162. Model 200, 103, Brigham 104, Kepler 302/4 to 198. 105, pmdg 302/4 to 238.
Okay.
RTE left 1/8.
All that looks good now.
Forms on main row 1, column 207.
Like I said, you gotta make sure you got a good approach plan because
Forms on main. RTE left 1, Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33.8.0, column 3, Microsoft Flight Simulator.
you don't want to mess that up.
Forms RTE screen chat option FS air star Microsoft Flight Forms on main, column 2, forms on main.
Okay.
Red only selected, close and checklist grouping, pre-FLT flow button. After pre-FLT flow, before taxi flow, before start CHK messages, pre-flight flow completed.
Pre-flight flow is done.
Pre-FLT flow button. Edit red only, close and checklist, pre-FLT CHK button. Rest.
Are you ready for the briefing?
Microsoft Flight Simulator.
It will be a
Microsoft
left seat
MCD altitude
takeoff
1,000 feet.
from
MCD
Charlie,
150.
Yankee, Zulu, 2, Kilo, Bravo, Oscar, Sierra. Taxi route is per ATC instruction. Will be departing on runway 05, climbing via the departure procedures to an initial altitude of 31,000 feet. Standard reject and emergency procedures apply. Any questions?
Pre-flight checklist.
CYYZ.
Oxygen.
Testing.
Alright, we're at gate
Navigation.
10.
Transfer and display switches.
Normal and auto.
Window heat.
On.
Pressurization mode selector.
Auto.
Flight instruments.
Oh.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3 altimeter.
Heading set altimeter set.
Parking
If it ever
brake.
says flight instruments and don't say
Control
nothing,
switches.
just hit B
Cut
as
off.
in Bravo.
Checklist complete.
Door 1 closed.
Alright, that door says it's closed.
Forms on main row RTE left 1/RTE left 1/.
Just to make sure, go Alt
Selection remove.
M.
Menu. Mac 1. Left FM Mac 2. Left Mac 3. PM 4. Mac 5. FS actions greater.
Right's off
Mac 3,
5.
left door cruise greater.
Left's off 3.
L2. LF 1. Left close door open door greater.
Left's off 1 to close door.
LF 1. Closing open door greater. Ground 2. Left payload main auto 3. Left door cruise greater. Mac 4. Left push back. Mac 3. Left door cruise greater. Auto. Apple selector on. 2. Left payload maintenance greater. Ground. Engine number 1 F2. Left payload maintenance greater. Apple selector start. Apple selector on.
Let's go look at payload.
Payload. First class GWMTOW. 1. 11/Bell 162.0 Economy TOCGZFW. 2. 147/162.28.3% 104 FWD cargo load level. 3. 6422 91.0%. App cargo icing 3. 6422 91.0%. App cargo icing none. 4. 8021 setbacks greater. App cargo icing none. Cargo. Icing. App low oil pressure none. 4. 8021 setbacks greater. Other. 5. /+ empty greater. Mac. 6. Let's return set random greater.
Alright, go back there.
4. Let's push back. Degrees 3. No turn. Turn nose. 3. No turn. Degrees comms. 3. Turn nose. 2. Let's straight out keep greater. Push tile 2. Let's scatter left turn nose. 3. Right. Turn nose. 3. Left. Degrees comms. 4. 90. Shot select 5. Let's exit slash remove greater. Total fuel. 17,128.2 pounds. 2,556.8 gallons. Total fuel flow. 0. Apple generator.
17,128.
Start restream. Ops 29. FS airlines. Column. Star and title. Notepad. Column. Star and Mac. Left altitude. Cruise. Easy up. Double block. Kilo. 17,132 pounds.
Okay.
Mac. CY. Mac. CYY. Mac. Push back PMDG 730. Edit red only multi-line 5. Let's exit slash remove greater. Right after. Star and title. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3. Flight control. Low pressure light off. Electric hydraulic pump number. Right tag off. Right tag off. Right reserve fan off. Left. Anti-collision lights on. Beacon on. Wind lights on. Wind on. Logo on. Logo lights on. Flight deck door denied. Flight deck door auto. Ground power light off. Ground power not available. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33.8.0. Left MC light off. Right MC light off. CDU number 1 message light off. CDU number 2 message light off. Left master caution light off. Right master caution light off. Air systems warning light off.
Okay.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3. Push back PMDG 737 CDU row 1 column 2 207. Star untitled notepad. Forms main row 2. Forms main.
Just wanna make
Checklist.
sure.
After start VFL flow. Before taxi flow. Before CH message. Before start flow completed.
Alright.
Before start flow button. Before start CHKLST button. Press.
4-star checklist.
4-star
Microsoft Flight Simulator
checklist.
1.33. Microsoft Flight Sim.
Flight deck door.
Closed and locked.
Fuel. 17125 pounds.
Okay,
Check.
that looks
Passenger
good.
signs.
Set.
MCP. Speed. 0, heading. 5, 6, altitude. 3, 1, 0, 0, 0.
Check.
Takeoff speeds. V1, 1, 3, 9, VR, 1, 4, 1, V2, 1, 5, 0.
Set.
CDU preflight.
Completed.
Rudder and aileron trim.
Free and 0.
Taxi and takeoff briefing.
Completed.
Anti-collision lights.
On.
Checklist complete.
Grabbing my drink. Coming right back, guys. Hold on.
Hayden Herrick. Hello, what's up?
Not a lot, buddy. Alright. Yeah, we're going to do our push back. Going to do that now.
Microsoft Flight Simulator. Form.main row 1 column 2 push at pmdg 7 unset red only multi-line select degrees comms 4 90 degrees top 3 left degrees top 4 shots 5 less slash x removes one greater colon 5 colon space less s.
Okay.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33.8 Microsoft Flight Simulator num lock off num lock on.
They've been cleared for pushback and start. They want the tail to our right. Copy that. Ready for push tail right. Release brake brake.
Parking brake off parking brake light off parking brake light on. Parking brake off parking brake on parking brake off parking brake light off.
There we go.
Brakes released. Brakes released. Here we go.
Hayden Herrick. Tonight I'm flying the A380 from Hong Kong to Lisbon.
All right, buddy.
Do not grounds. Push at pmdg 730 set forms.main column for close and checklist moving. Before start CH start engines button. Press.
Starting engine
Microsoft
2.
Flight Simulator 1.33.8.01 column 2. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33.8. Engine number 2 hydraulic pump low pressure light off. Engine number 2 wheel valve light closed. Engine number 2 star valve light closed. Engine number 2 star valve light in transit. Engine number 2 wheel valve light in transit. Engine number 2 wheel valve light closed. Engine number 2 star valve light closed. Number 2 starter engaged. Number 2 wheel valve open. Number 2 generator active. Number 2 ignition on.
Damn, that sounds good,
Number 2
doesn't it?
starter off. Drive number 2 light off. Engine number 2 auto.
Engine 2 cut out. Starting engine 1.
Engine number 1 DRP. Engine number 1 hydraulic pump low pressure light off. Flight recorder light on. Captain's 50 light off. Left elevator 50 light off. Left alpha main light off. Left tempo light off. Left slash OTOD light off. Right elevator 50 light off. Right alpha main light off. Go 50 light off. 50 on. Engine number 1 fuel valve light closed. Engine number 1 star valve light closed. Engine number 1 fuel valve light in transit. Engine number 1 star valve light in transit. Engine number 1 fuel valve light closed. Engine number 1 star valve light closed. Number 1 starter engaged. Number 1 fuel valve open. Number 1 generator active. Number 1 ignition on.
Freedom Global 09er, Delta Whiskey Heavy Taxi 2 and hold short of runway 05 via taxiway Alpha Tango Alpha Alpha Foxtrot Bravo November cross runway 15
Number 1 starter off.
West November Echo Hotel Tree cross runway 05 Papa Juliet cross runway 15 right Juliet.
Taxiway at CYYZ.
Tower on 118.7.
Drive number 1 light off. Engine number 1 auto. 0 knots ground speed.
Engine 1 cut out.
Parking brake on. Parking brake off. Parking brake on. Parking brake light on.
Brake set. Steering pin is pulled. Watch for the salute release
All engines stable.
CD radio message display. Generator number 1 message master caution light on. Right master caution light on. Message display warning light on. CDU number 1 message light on. CDU number 2 message light on. AC bus. Galley number 1 on. AC bus. Galley number 2 on. Speed trim fail light off. Knock trim fail light off. Generator number 2 bus light on. Accu generator bus light off. Right forward window heat light off. Right side window heat light off. Right up. Accu generator bus light on. Accu selector off. Accu gen 1 off bus light off. Engine generator off bus light off.
All right.
Engine number 1 con. Engine number 2 con. Taxi light on. Taxi on. Dome lights off. Dome lights in. Transponder mode off. Transponder mode XPNDR. Transponder mode top. Transponder mode top /RA.
Check the door.
Forms.main row 1 column 2 7. Close and check list moving. Start engines button. Close and check VLL flow after start VLL flow. Before taxi slow. Before CH message after start completed. Check the doors. Lamp. Check the doors.
Doors are good.
Microsoft Flight Simulator. Push back PMDG 737 CD. Edit red only multi-line selected. Push back is the taxi line 1. 2 buttons. Select FS actions. Round 1. Round 2. Auto 3. Less doors cruise radar. L over with 2. Electric 1. Let's open door open. Electric doors 1 slash electric 1. Electric 2. Let's open L 3. Let's open door open door. Airstrip 4. Let's extend.
Alright, we're good there.
Act RTE Lex 1 slash 057 degrees HDG 0.8 nm. MCP heading 56.
Alright, we're good there.
Forms.main row 1 column 2 7. Forms.main.
Okay.
Close and check list moving. Start engines button. After start flow button. Taxi CHKLSD button. Left 0. Act RTE Lex Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33.
Set my flaps where I want them because I do that.
Left 0. Left 0. Left to transit light on. Left to transit light off. Left extended light on. Left 4. Left 6.
Alright. Flaps are set.
Left 10.
Okay.
Forms.main row 1 column 2. Forms.main. Close and check list moving. Taxi CHKLSD button. Rest.
Taxi
Microsoft
checklist.
Flight Simulator 1.33. Microsoft Flight Simulator
Generators
1.33.8.0.
On.
Probe heat.
On.
Anti-ice.
Set.
Isolation valve.
Auto.
Engine
Rim
start switches.
Continuous.
Recall.
Check.
Auto brakes.
RTO.
Flight controls.
Ryan Bishop,
Alright, yoke left.
did you see the
Full left.
FSFO update the other day? Any thoughts on what he added for accessibility?
Full
Yoke
right.
right. Is there an update? I didn't know there was
Full left.
one.
Full forward.
Check.
Ground equipment.
I didn't see the update. Let me see something here.
Forms.main row 1 column 2 7. Forms.main. Close and check list. Before the CH3FL 3FLT. Restart configure support company. Buttons. Company. Support. Configuration. Support. Getting started button. Guide button. Close button. L2 button. Form button. Open ticket button. Check for update button. Rest. FSFO dialog. FSFO's update. OK button.
Yeah, I've got the latest update.
FSFO's update. OK. Bottom. OK. Support name. Check for update button. Read SPTPKG button.
I didn't think they're...
Forms.main. Close and check list.
Ryan Bishop. Not released yet. He just showed a sneak peek.
Oh. Well, when we get landed, let's take a look at, see if we can see a video. Did he do a video? Something that we can see? I'd like to see that.
Forms.main.
If so. Okay, so we got our checklist done. Now what I'm going to do, this is the best way to do it.
Support comment buttons. Connect. Voice. Pause.
I pause, first officer next.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33. Microsoft Flight
I
Simulator.
go to my Microsoft here, right bracket control R,
Forms act start on screen chat row pops 29 FS airlines column jump to runway column 4 base.
jump to
list,
runway,
airport
Ryan
CYYZ.
Bishop.
Sis, C, lamp.
Yep, on
10 runway load.
FSFO YouTube.
Runway list 05. The news. No. Heading through 06L 05. The news. No. Heading through 46.46.
No, it's a YouTube video previewing V5.
Zero 06 at 05. The news. No. Heading through 46.468. Length 11,116. Width 200. Take off allowed. Yes. Landing allowed. Yes. 1 of 10.
Rings.
Okay.
He did.
0605, the news. No,
Yeah,
heading through.
we'll look at the video when we get landed. Hold on 1 minute, guys.
Forms star untitled notepad, star untitled notepad, CYY plan. CYYZ/05 0.
All right.
01, 228, runway list 0. Star Microsoft flight, Microsoft flight, jump to runway 01, 228.
Now I might have to restart FS Airline because it might end the flight. Sometimes it does.
0605, the news. No, heading through.
We'll just see what
46.46,
happens.
11,106. Microsoft flight simulator 1 point. Microsoft flight simulator. Parking brake off. Parking brake light off. Parking brake on. Parking brake light on.
Okay, parking
Jump to
brakes
runway 01,
on.
228. Jump to runway. Microsoft star untitled. Jump to Microsoft flight simulator. Microsoft flight simulator. Star untitled. Jump to runway. Runway list 05. The news. Microsoft flight simulator. Runway 05 with CYYZ/11,116.
All right, we're on the runway.
0 knots ground speed.
It didn't bounce.
350 at 12 knots. Just at 0 knots.
Wind 350 at 12 knots. That's why I take off with flaps 10 because you never know.
81 degrees.
Especially here at this airport, wind is very iffy. All right.
Star untitled forms name column RTE delivery stream check box 29 FS Airlines column 4707. Microsoft flight FS Airlines 01 flight order dialog. OK button.
Say it aborted the flight. Not a big deal though.
Button. Button. Next button. Home button. Option. Flight information button. Fly button. Press.
Fly.
Button. Button. Exit. Exit button. Back button. Fuel up button. Press. FS
Fuel
Airlines.
up.
Button. Button. Fly button. Press.
Fly.
Button. Button. Exit button. Exit button. High speed. Button.
All right.
Microsoft flight simulator 1.33 point. Microsoft flight simulator. FS Airlines star untitled notepad. Forms name go to column. Close and checklist moving. 3 FLTCH KLSD button.
Now I'm going to turn on voice for takeoff. Just for takeoff.
Before start flow. Before start engine. Reconfigure support button buttons. Connect. Voice. Pause. Performance. Pause. Close and checklist moving.
Approaching
Start engine
runway
button.
0,
After start
5,
flow button.
on
Taxi CH
runway
KLSD button.
0,
Before the CH KLSD
5.
button. Press.
Before takeoff
Microsoft flight
checklist.
simulator 1.3. Microsoft flight simulator.
Flaps.
Set.
Stabilization trim.
Set.
Checklist complete.
Restart. Configure support button.
Flight
Connect.
attendants
Voice.
prepare for takeoff.
Pause. Left retractable landing light on. Voice. Right connect. Right fix landing light on. Left voice. Right runway turn off light on. Position lights off. Navigation off.
He added
Navigation
a
on.
feature
Scope
I
on.
requested where FSFO will read the messages during flows in SAPI. He made it read everything, when what I actually requested was to simply read when flows etc. were complete.
Oh god, that'd be spammy as hell, dude.
Rings. So we don't have to keep constantly checking the window.
Yeah. Yeah, during the flows it's good, but hopefully it doesn't.
Connect. Voice.
Alright.
Voice.
Hold on.
Voice. Close and checklist moving. Before the CHKLS. Microsoft flight simulator 1. Microsoft flight simulator 1.3. Added to 1. Added to vote disabled. Added to vote. Trim disabled. Read trim disabled. None lock off. None lock on. Parking brake off. Parking brake on. Parking brake off. Parking brake light off. Right flight director light on. Right FD master on.
Thrust set.
Check.
26 knots. 43 knots.
Speed align.
Check.
60 knots. 76 knots.
80 knots.
Check.
91 knots.
10,
106 knots. 120 knots. 133 knots.
V1.
144 knots.
Right one. Up 1. Up 2. Up 3. Up 4. Up 5. Up 8. Up 9.
NAV1 is
Up 10.
local.
Up 11.
Locally
Up 11.
specified.
Positive
Upper runway
rating.
heading 157. Airborne.
Up 14. Right one.
155 knots.
Up 15. Up 1. 1. Up 16. Up 15. Right flight director light off. Right FD master off. Up 14. Up 13.
VNAV.
Speed is up 7.
VNAV on. Heading select
Up
on.
10. Up 9. Up 8. Up. Meter down. Dot. Meter down. Up 6.
Gear
Up
up.
5. Up 6. Up 7. Up 8. Right gear up 9. Nose gear transit light off. Gear up. Up 10. Up 11.
LNAV.
Up 12. Heading select light off. LNAV light on. LNAV up 13.
Acceleration altitude.
Up 14.
CDU messenger.
133.40. N1 light on. Left FMC light up 15.
Command A.
Up 6. CMDA light on. CMDA on. Up
Command
17.
A
Auto
on.
vision. Auto roll on. Right 2. Right 3. Right up 6. Right 5. Right 6. Right attitude mode disabled.
Flaps up.
After takeoff checklist.
After takeoff checklist. Engine bleeds.
Check.
Packs.
Set.
Landing gear.
Flaps extended.
Up.
Flaps extended. Light off. Gear lever off.
Flaps.
Set.
Flaps 0.
Checklist complete.
207 knots indicated. Flaps 0. Engine number 1 auto. Left ram door light off. Right ram door light off. Forms not main row 1 column. Forms not main. Low. After takeoff, disassociation. Reconnect support. Up buttons. Connect. Voice. Close and check is proving. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1 point. Microsoft Flight Simulator.
That's a good takeoff, you guys. I mean, daggone, that's pretty smooth. Not bad at all, huh? Not bad at all.
Forms not main. FS Airlines column 3. Start title. Book. RTE legs 1 slash 8. RTE legs 1 slash. RTE 112 degrees 10.0 nm. RTE 112 degrees 8.5 nm. 1. Model 200. 102. Rate of 302 slash 14,305. 103. Kepler 302 slash 4 to 195. 104. PMDAH 302 slash 4 to 236. 105. Even 302 slash 4 to 274. 105. Even 302 slash. RTE 112 degrees 8.5 nm. Reverse button. Clear scratch bed blank. Next waypoint. Model. Clear scratch reverse button. Red on. RTE 112 degrees 8.5 nm. RTE legs 112 degrees 8.5 nm. Max 6. 1 RF5. Even 302 slash 4 to 274. RF5. Even 302 slash 4 to 274. Reverse button. Clear scratch 31,000. Clear scratch reverse button. Red only multi-line 5. Even 3 CDU number 1 execute key. CDU number 1 execute key available. CDU number 1 execute key available. Execute key off. Left RTE 111. Model slash. Left FMC light off. Right FMC light off. 101. Model 250 slash 8824. 102. Rate of 302 slash 14,530. 103. Kepler 302 slash 4 to 196. 104. PMDAH 302 slash 4 to 237. 105. Even 302 slash 4 to 310. RN6. Using Mac. Using RSD fuel. 6. 1.00 slash RN5. Even 300. Total fuel. 15,672.0. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Microsoft Flight. Total fuel. 15,641.5 tons. RTE legs 1 slash 8 p.m. Left FMC light on. Right FMC light on. 114. 115. RN6. 1.0. Enable text Mac. Enable text altitude 6. RNT slash actual. RTE 111. Model 250 slash 8719. 112 degrees 3.0 nm. Next 74 VA. 2858 feet per minute. RTE 112 degrees 3.0 nm. 1. Model 250 slash 8719. 7699 ASL. 102. Rate of 302 slash 14,440. Com 1. 124.92. RTE like 112 degrees 1.0 nm. 1. Model 250 slash 8661. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Microsoft. Total fuel 15,000.
All right, we're good. Cause we're not gonna be in the air that long, so we're fine.
85 feet per minute. 250 knots indicated.
Gears up.
Flaps 0.
Flaps are good.
Total fuel 15,341.0 pounds. 2,290.0 gallons. Total fuel flow 15,300.
We should be fine on fuel.
Lever retractable landing light extend. Lever retractable landing light retract. Right retractable landing light extend. RT red only multi. RT 112 degrees 1.0 nm. RT 151 degrees 13.6 at 1. Rate of 302 slash 14,682. 123 degrees 2. Kepler 302 slash 4 to 197. 103. PMDAH 302 slash 4 to 238. 14. Even 302 slash 4 to 310. 140 degrees 26.14. Even 302 slash 4 to 310. 115. HANK 8.769 slash 4 to 310.
All right, yeah, we're good.
RT legs 2 slash 8 101. Chassis 0.769 slash 4 to 310. 112. Auto 0.769 slash 4 to 113. Label 0.76 114. Top 115. JWND. RT 111. Auto 2 112. Windows 2 113. HR 114. SD 115. RT 210. RT 211. GDA 212. Joby 210. Through this continue 4. At 210 slash 4.
CDU message clear.
CDU number 213.
Message
slash
clear.
214. Subby slash
Next altitude.
Oh, shut up.
Subby slash. Left FM 205. Middle slash 11,000 days. RN6. 1.00 slash 0.06 NF. RTE legs 201. Euro 210 slash 10,000 days. 202. OOSH 250 slash 9014. 206. TDRI 250 slash 9,000 days. 204. WAADR 210 slash 6,000. 205. Uli 210 slash 9,000 days.
That is really weird why I would put that there like that.
239 degrees 3.8 NF. 4. WAADR 210 slash 6,000. 203. TDRI 250 slash 9,000 days.
I know why, but it's...
4. 205. Uli 200. RTE legs 6 slash 201. Rugby 210 slash 6,000. 202. GDAD 220 slash 6,000. 203. Joby 210 slash 6,000. 304. Apple 201 slash 3,000. 035. MILTT 161 slash 1700. 034 degrees 5.0 NF. 4. Apple 333 degrees 5.4. 034 degrees 5.0 NF. 4. Apple 201 slash 3,000. 333 degrees 5.6 NF. 4. Apple 034 degrees 5.0 NF. 5. MIL RNT slash 6. 1.00 slash 0.06 NF RTE data greater. RNT slash actual 6. 1.0. RTE legs 6 slash 7.
Okay.
RTE legs 7 slash 7. RTE legs 1 slash 7. 151 degrees 3.1. Rate of freedom. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Microsoft Flight. Distance to descent. 275 slash 0.043.
We are looking good, guys.
307. 21 feet. 302 knots indicated. Wind 270 at 11 knots. Gust at 0 knots.
Winds 270 at 11 knots.
32 degrees.
32 degrees. How'd y'all like that takeoff? I thought it was pretty daggone sweet myself. Not bad at all. The yoke was definitely much more manageable. That's why I set my trim so low. Like, if it said 4.5 on trim, I'd do it at 2.0. To give you an idea, that's how sensitive my yoke is.
14,659 PASL. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1, 15,204, 18 HP per minute, 302 knots indicate, total fuel, 14,500. 15,400, 1864 feet per minute, 302 knots indicated.
Alright.
16,000 feet, 1860 feet per minute. 301 knots indicated. RTE next 1 RTE 124 degrees 12.2 and 1. Kept the 302 /4 to 190. 122. PMDAH 302 /4 to 232. 124 degrees 20.3 and 1. 125.20. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.
Well, while we're climbing here, Josh, you still want to meet on the server? I might even come up there when I get to cruise if you want to chat while we head over to Boston.
FMC light on, right FMC light on.
I was going to say something about reserve fuel or something. I don't know why it's kicking into reserve. We're not that low on fuel, but
17,444 PASL. 17 total fuel, 14,339.0
Transition
miles, 2,140.4 gallons. Total fuel flow, 11,007. At RTE legs 1 and red only multi line selected at RTE legs 101, kept the slash. Max, unable 6, unable next altitude. 6, 2.0. Left FMC light off, right FMC light off, left, at RTE 101, kept the 301 /4 to 189. 124 degrees 3.9 nm, 1, kept the 301 /4 to 189. 18,208 PASL. 124 degrees 20.3 nm, 2, PMDAH 301 /4 to 230. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.
Plus there was the additional drag because the gear was down for a bit longer as well. That also helped things.
well, I don't put the gear right up either, but even if the gear,
Yet I can head up there.
even if I had put the gear up, we would have still had a nice climb because I set my trim so low. But I usually put the gear up once I get up over 1,000 feet, just like when I'm landing.
That takeoff was a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, that's a beautiful takeoff. Yeah, once we get up, I walked away talking. But yeah, that was a good landing, or a good takeoff. I said landing because I was sitting here talking about landing and I had my mic off. But the thing is, with Boston, man, Boston has no mercy on nothing when it comes to them descents and landings here. And also, I'm going to tell you guys, the best runway really is 4 right. If you're coming into Boston, do 4 right, and you know, try a couple different transitions to try to match up on heading, so it's not doing this huge turn
to try to line up and get the localizer. And then the other tip is this: slow down ahead of time. Before you get to your localizer, be at about 200 knots, 205 knots, something slower. And something else that we was talking about was
next waypoint, even, distance, 28 nautical miles, bearing, 139 degrees, 3 minutes, 43 seconds.
Try for a minute. The other thing about, so this is the difference between Microsoft 2020 and P3D, and Josh, we can talk about this when I get to the server too. So on P3D, when you put the flaps out, the airplane is a lot more lenient with the speed, and it is slow right down for you with them flaps. On 2020, it's not the same when it comes to, you know, if you're trying to use your flaps to adjust your control your speed. It's not like P3D, where P3D, you know, like Declan said, P3D, you had to put the flaps out and it slow you right down. But 2020 is a lot more straightforward with it, and it's not just going to, you know, slow you right down. You got to give yourself time to. Ooh, son of a gun, them were hot, man. Alright, we better put it in there for just a little bit longer. Cooking started. Y'all want to see how fast Willow will come through the door? Watch this. Watch. Did Daddy trick you? Did I trick you? She's like, you son of a gun. Daddy tricked you. I'll give you a treat. There. Daddy give you a treat. See, that was mean, Daddy. Here you go. Take it. She'll be right in that office with me here in a minute. Oh, son of a gun, these White Castles are hotter than a hoochie coochie. Hotter than a hoochie coochie. Alright. White Castles, man, I love these things. They're so good. Alright. Gotta pay attention to our flight here. Let's see what's going on. Alright, let's take a look.
Distance to descent, 213/04026.
26 minutes.
RTE Lex 1/7 red only note. RTE 140 degrees 6.6 even 301/4 to 310. 25,662 ASL.
Okay, yeah, we're okay.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Next waypoint, HANKK, distance, 33 nautical miles, bearing, 105 degrees, 4 minutes, 5 seconds.
Hot.
Southwest 3065, descend and maintain flight level 350.
What are you doing, girl? Is it in there? There you go, good girl.
Climb and maintain
Good
flight
job.
level 350,
Good job.
Southwest 3065.
26,666 ASL.
26,000 feet.
Minus 16 degrees.
Minus 16 degrees.
260 -44 knots. Gust at 0 knots.
Winds 269.
260 -44 knots. Gust at 0 knots.
44 knots.
Flaps 0.
Things good. Flaps are at 0. Gear is up.
26,992 VASL. 301 knots indicated. 301 knots indicated. 301 knots indicated. Com 1, 127.4. 301 knots indicated. 301 knots indicated.
Alright. The only thing you gotta be careful is in the microwave, man.
Arranks 737NG, a real 737 pilot on the PMDG team, says that the flaps perform more realistically in 2020 due to the different PMDG flight model.
Oh, for sure, Josh. Yeah, for sure. In P3D, it just slows down way too fast because you put the flaps out, and it shouldn't do that. In real life, you'd break the flaps off; they'd break. You doing them like that. Hold on. Hold on, girl. That's why I use the speed brakes on 2020 a lot more, because you really have to.
Next waypoint. Tossie. Distance. 7 nautical miles. Ferry.
Robert
140 feet.
Lehman.
49 seconds.
Hi.
Robert, how are you, buddy? Good to see you.
29,600. Total fuel. 12,500. 11.50 per minute. 292 knots indicated. 29,752 VASL.
All right.
Hayden Herrick.
We're gonna be cutting it close on fuel.
Did you get my email so I can go on the server?
Yeah, Peyton, I'll get to that and get you your stuff sent back to you. I just been really busy and not had time, but I will get it back to you.
29 nautical miles. Ferry. 104 degrees. 3 minutes. 20 seconds.
All right, we're almost at cruise altitude here.
Distance to descent. 171/0402040. Distance to descent. 171/04019.
19 minutes till descent. Got to get this plane over to Boston so it can do repairs. And what do you guys think? Where should we fly next from Boston? Where to?
From the flight deck, we've reached our cruising altitude. The flight attendants will begin their service shortly. In the meantime, please keep your seatbelts
Now remember, I'm in a
fastened as
739,
turbulence can
so
occur at any time.
I can't do no long haul.
Seatbelt selector off.
So you all tell
The
me
captain
and we'll
has
do
turned
it.
off the seatbelt sign. You're free to get up and use the lavatories. However, we ask that you do not form a line at the front of the aircraft.
I'll be up there in just a second, Josh.
Com 1. 133.35. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33.8.0.
Okay.
31,005 VASL. Minus 16 feet per minute. MCP altitude. Intervene button plus I. Altitude and alt plus E selected 10,000. Selection removed. 0. Mac. Mac. 0. 0. Mac. Mac. 0. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33.8.0.
All right, we got that set because.
Minus 10 feet per minute.
All right.
31,001 VASL.
I am doing fine.
Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Going on holiday
Folder
today.
list. Google Chrome Team Talk 5 Classic iOS TFM Beta Explorer 13 viewer 21 Team Talk 5 Classic iOS 23.
Good to hear, buddy.
MSATC King Kong 5 Classic 923.
Alright, let's go up and see Josh here.
We'll begin our cabin service soon. We have a number of complimentary drinks and snacks, as well as meals and spirits for purchase. All purchases must be made with a credit card as we're unable to accept cash.
Team Kong 5 Classic 5.13.1 dialog. Channel list preview. Join level 1 John 101. Computer pilots. Flights in Microsoft. Not flights in related to pilot lounge. 1. Collapse 1. Left channel. Join channel.
Alright, can you hear me, Josh? Josh, hold on. I gotta switch mics for the server. Hold on.
References F4P. Refer conversations. References F4P. References dialog. Display property page. Connection property page default. Sound system property page. Input sample rate 8000. Input device combo box microphone. Razor Air 2X. Collapsed. Expanded. Input device list. Stereo mix. Real no sound device. Stereo mix microphone. Razor line. USB audio codec. References dialog. Test selected button. Enable off. Enable voice. Auto position. User media file versus refresh devices. Default button. OK button. Cancel button. Tab control. Sound cancel button. OK button. Rest. DVI file slash.
Alright, can you hear me, Josh?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. I had to switch the,
Master volume slider 49. Microphone gain slider 49. Voice activation level slider 0. Microphone gain master volume slider 49. 50.
let me bring you up
Channel list preview
a
master volume
little
slider
here.
31. 63, 60, 66, 67, 68,
Oh, is my gain down?
60, 66.
Not really, I got you. You're good.
Microphone gain voice activation level slider 0. Tab control. Chat tab selected. Dialog. History edit read only message edit blank.
No, mine's
Channel
at
list preview,
80%.
Master volume slider 60. Channel list preview. Pilot lounge. Loop expanded.
No, I just had the
Volume slider 65.
the volume was down on my end.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.
Oh.
Microsoft Flight Simulator.
But yeah, I think PMDG is a lot better on Microsoft in a lot of ways, but the flaps is much more realistic. Because in real life,
Yeah, like
you're not going to you're not going flaps 15 at 220 knots in real life. You're not doing that.
Nah, more like 180.
Yeah.
You know.
Because the flaps will break right off. They're not made for high
Well, I
speed.
mean, we were using them. We were using in P3Ds for the wrong. Like, we were really supposed to be using the speed brake. Like P3D. The only reason why P3D was P3D doesn't really do the weather great either. Like, even with active sky, it doesn't model the weather right. So
Well, that's what George was saying, that we need to learn to be more consistent with the auto brake and not the
yeah.
flap. And he's right. And so
Yeah.
that's what I've been trying to do with, you know.
I just would. I really would. You know, I can't wait until the TFM beta because we can really use it because I don't like the way we have to do it now, where you got to go to the MCP speed and go to speed brake and hit slash and then do, like, it's kind of annoying. Like, I like, what is it, right bracket F6, F7.
Yeah, right bracket.
it's-
So from right bracket F1 and F2, move it up and down. And then right, or in and out rather. Right bracket 3 does off or on. Right bracket 4, and then there's 5. And I think right bracket
I know,
bracket
like,
6
I think
is
right bracket 6 is I think it's safe flight. So basically,
Yeah, it puts it at
it'll
like
come out as much as
64%.
yeah, it'll come out as much as it needs to without stalling you or whatever.
Yeah, I know right now
Put it out to
when you
100,
do
yeah.
right bracket F6, it constantly says 64, but I think it does actually move it
Yeah.
in and out. Which is good, that's what it should be.
Yeah.
But
So, like, yeah, based on your speed, I guess it'll move it in and out based on, so it'll slow you down, but it'll keep the speed up to avoid stalling.
here you go. Got it. Good girl. Good girl. Lay down. Dog's a spoiled freaking dog, man. Alright, let's see what we're
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. Distance to descent. 114/0:0.
114 miles till descent.
Like, for example, being the whole, like, flaps thing. Flaps 1, you should probably have it, Well, one like 180 when you start to approach. Like put flaps to 1, and then you know,
yeah.
you can,
So like,
you catch the localizer,
yeah,
and then put while you're on final, flaps, you know, 15, 30, whatever.
yeah. So like to catch the localizer is what I've been trying to do. Like when I get down to 3,000, I'll go flaps 1 because I'm at about 200 knots roughly, between 200 and 210. And usually you want to do your flaps 1 at no more than 220 flaps 1, and then there's about a 20 or 30
30 knot difference. So
yeah, between them different ones. So like 190 or 180, you'd go flaps 2. So yeah, and that's what I'm gonna try on this. But Boston, you gotta
Boston's
watch
tough
what you're
because-
doing. It is a tough motherfucker. I don't mean to cuss, but son of a bitch, man. This place, you got to be on your game, 100%. You cannot just sit back and be like, "Ah, it's good," because it'll fuck you.
you could overshoot it easily. You got, you know, if there's any place to practice the speed breaks, it's here.
Listen, I've overshot it with P3D, and that's fucking saying something, man. Like P3D is easier to use than 2020 when it comes to the damn speed, and yeah, I've overshot it 2 or 3 times with P3D. So
yeah.
And you really, you know, and the other thing is too, and I think a lot of people, not a lot of people, but some people, they get in this thing where, well, you know, my flight plan says this runway. Well, it doesn't matter. You can change the runway. Doesn't matter. Change it.
I mean, unless you're flying on VATSIM, where...
Well, yeah, if you're on VATSIM, but then on VATSIM, you could just request that other runway, and you wouldn't have to go and do the whole flight plan over. But what I'm saying,
yeah, I mean,
some people want to stick to that runway, and because it automatically they just think that, oh, well, I can't change my runway in the CDU. Well, you can at any time, as long as, one, you're not on VATSIM, or you've been given permission or whatever. But transition's everything. If you don't have a good transition or good speeds for the altitude to each waypoint, then you're not going to have a good landing ever.
I mean, if you have to land without a transition, you can, but it's not like...
And here's the thing, like at Boston, sometimes you'll see a waypoint say, no descent path after. Well, that's okay as long as altitudes are in range of each other enough. So, for example, you're at one waypoint, altitude's 8,000, and you got another one at 5. Okay, just that is something that's doable as long as the heading, you're not doing like a, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen no descent path yet. I have seen steep descent, but I haven't seen no descent path yet on all the flights I've done, especially in 2020. I've seen that a lot in P2D, a lot, way more than 2020. But I think that's because...
That's why on the CDU here, see, it says...
what's up with the enable next altitude error that you've been getting?
144 knots, and then it says ILS 4 right, 035 degrees. So it shows you your course right here on the CDU. So I always pay attention to that, the course and the heading. So it's 34 degrees.
Yeah. Frequency
is 110.30. And now I'm going to do, hold on, let me get my forecast.
Well, in the beta, the traffic pattern, like whether it's a left or right traffic pattern, is also important too. It'll tell you that in the TFM.
It is, yes.
In the runway information.
Yep, and that, you know, the thing that really hurts us is because we can't see speed tape. We can't see that.
Yeah.
So,
and that's the thing with flaps. Like the speed tape tells you what speeds you should be at with flaps 1, 2, stuff like that. Not even first officer has access to the speed tape, so he guesses with the automatic flaps control. He guesses with a formula because he doesn't have access to it, just like TFM doesn't have access to it, which is why it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So yeah, speed tape is.
All right, let's see. I'm gonna go to. I'm gonna look at something real quick. So see, the localizer is 34 degrees because you got your waypoint, and then right under your waypoint you got, it tells you your course and how, it tells you a course and the distance. That's for that waypoint above that, right?
Yeah.
Or yeah, well, that's what I mean. But yeah, I'm saying that's for the waypoint that's above that. So you look at that, and obviously, if you've got something where it's wanting you to do like a complete U-turn and you only got 2 miles, you're not going to do it. So like this one is, so from 337 degrees, 5.7 miles, you can turn from 337 degrees to 34 degrees, because that's maybe about
that's not too bad.
what, 80 degree turn or something, 70, 80 degree, I don't know the exact, but. And then, on the localizer, there's 5 miles between that and the next course, but it's the same heading. The localizer and then the waypoint right before the runway is the same course. So you just got to look at that and make sure you got, you know, something good.
What I really hate are the turn, well, those U-turns are the hardest.
I know it. Yeah.
Especially on like VATSIM, where you can't just put like heading select, put you know the turn, the degree in, and expect it to make a right-hand turn. You actually have to manually, slowly turn to actually go left, or like they say, go left or right. You can't just put it.
Yeah, now
degree in with the automatic.
there is a setting in the CDU where you can use the yoke while it's under autopilot. You know what I'm talking about? Like you can still control the yoke.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called, but that might not be a bad idea, because sometimes maybe you need to turn it a little bit more than what the plane's wanting to turn it. Like, you know, maybe you got a sharper turn and you want to try to do it. Maybe you want to do a Fast and Furious freaking burnout. But we got 42 miles to go. So somebody was asking me about altitudes with when you got to set your altitude when you're coming in for your approach. Now, my rule of thumb's always been, you know, if it says that runway's 500, I mean, I get
that's like personal.
It's a personal preference, really. Yeah.
I set it to the altitude of the localizer waypoint, so that, you know, I'll most likely catch the localizer.
Well, not only that, but the thing to remember, once you catch the localizer, it does not matter what you put in the altitude, because now the localizer's got it, and it's going to follow it.
Yeah. Well, that's for the glide slope.
Well, glide slope and localizer, rather.
Yeah.
If you're connected to both, you don't got to worry. So, one is preference, and two, it depends on the scenario.
Now, if you don't catch the localizer and you put that altitude in there, then it's just going to go to the altitude that you specify.
Yep. Yep.
And then you can figure things out from there.
What I will usually do is, if it's not a full ILS with localizer, angle slope, I will put, let's say the altitude was 100 feet. I'll put 1,000 feet.
132.65.
And by the time I get down to about 1,500, I'm going to know at that point if I'm going to need to do something over or not. So then if I see that I'm good, I'll go ahead and change that 1,000 to, well, if, let's say it's 50 feet, I just put it at 0 because you can't go that, you can't, like if it was 200, I'd set it at 100. But if it's 50, I just set it at like 0. It wouldn't matter because I know I'm coming in for, I know my landing's going to be good. You know what I mean?
Distance to descent, 20/0.
All right, let's do our.
MTB altitude 0 VB map. RTE like VBI pilot slash FS Airlines Commodore forms.main road forms.main. Close and check is proving. Descent CHKLST button. Landing CHKLST. Descent CH after takeoff CHKLST. Descent CHKLST button.
All right, descent checklist here.
Ready for the approach
Microsoft Flight
briefing.
Simulator 1.3.
Okay,
3.001.
we're expecting
Microsoft
the
Flight Simulator.
ILS approach for runway 04 Romeo.
Auto brake disarm. Auto brake 1. Auto brake 2. Left FMC light on. Right FMC
Yeah,
light
I
Oh,
noticed
I didn't
that.
do my ILS. Hold on.
1.3 lead. To destination runway.
shit.
Airport edit selected KDOS. Left FMC light off. Right FMC light off. CDU num runway combo box. Airport edit selected KDOS.
I got time.
Runway combo box 22 L collapsed. 22 R. Destination runway. Quit button mode continue button mode plus C. Quit button mode plus 2. Details button mode plus D. Quit button mode plus 2. Runway combo box 22 R collapsed.
No.
22 L. 15 R. Quit button continue details button mode plus D. Runway combo. Destination runway. Quit button mode plus 2. Continue button mode runway combo box 14 collapsed. Zero destination runway. Details button mode plus D. Choose destination 0 4 R. Okay button mode plus O. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3.8.0. 0 airport edit selected KDOS. Hills details and red only name. Hills slash DSRW 0 4 R. Frequency 110.30. Course 50.
Course 50.
110.30.
110.30. It's actually 34, but I think it's because of the magnetic.
RW frequency 110.30.
It's the magnet, yeah.
110,
CFM
30,
gives you the
50.
magnetic heading.
Yeah.
Set nav radios. Nav 1 frequency edit selected 110.30. Nav 1 course edit selected 34.
So I guess in TFM you put in what it says 50 and not 34. I mean,
No, probably it's 34.
34.
FSFO usually does that, right?
Okay button. Hills details and red only multi-line frequency. Airport edit runway combo box. Okay button. Press. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.
okay, it's got it right. Very good.
Distance to descent. 5/0. Forms.main row 1 column.
I'm gonna do this again because I was.
CHKLST button.
Let's do this
Landing
again.
descent CHK rest.
All right, here we go.
Rest.
You notice that like things have been going swell without voice mode on.
Yeah, now all of a sudden, NVIDIA just stopped talking.
I just restarted. It happens.
Yeah, let me restart it real quick. Come on, NVIDIA. Well, I had a TFM error when I was trying to put in the... And then I went over to first officer. What is it doing? You gotta be kidding me.
Options menu. Page 1 of 1.
I'm trying to restart NVIDIA. I paused
Press space to load
the
slash.
sim just for a second, you guys, so hold tight.
Press enter main menu.
I don't know why. I hit the descent checklist button and then it just stopped talking. So it's probably a freaking... What is it doing? Oh, I hate when this happens.
I would see if we start narrator or something and see if that'll come up.
Okay, here we go.
Sim grip downloader. Right click for options button. To the left. Forms.main row 1 column 1 1 of 8. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Forms.main row 1 column 2 8. FSFO next dialog. FSFO next is not responding. If you close the program, you might lose information.
Okay,
Close the
first
program.
officer's not responding, but I can restart it and it should put it back in the landing or whatever it's doing, I think.
Wait for the program to respond, but close the program button.
Because it's not responding. First officer's not responding. And I think it's because TFM did that error with the localizer, so hold on one second, you guys. So I'm going to restart TFM because that's where the error started at.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, did you wait until the descent checklist was done and then do the ILS? Cause
TFM is shutting down.
It shouldn't matter.
First officer sets it, and then you go and check it.
Well, it shouldn't matter. First officer can set it with you doing it or not. Because first officer goes by what's in the CDU anyways. What we have is just a way for us to get that option for it to read it, yeah. Okay, so I restarted TFM. Well, I'm pausing here in a second, guys.
So I noticed when you jump to the runway on takeoff, it didn't do the thing that it usually does with,
No.
you know, bouncing and then first officer.
I pause, what I do is pause first officer. And then
unpause it when you get to the runway.
Yep, and then unpause it and then do my do my before takeoff or whatever, yeah. Okay, hopefully
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. Microsoft Flight Simulator Files Row 1 column Simulator Files. Items 2. Microsoft Flight Simulator. RTE 1/6 PM BBI Pilots FS Airlines column 448. FS Airlines. Button.
Okay,
Microsoft Flight
sure
Simulator 1.
that
RTE BBI star title notary screen chat column top 29 forms main column 488.
okay.
Close and checklist proving. We have LTs. Restart and support button buttons. Connect.
Should be able to hopefully.
FS Airlines Row 1. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3
VNAV on. Command A on. Passing 10,000
Your
feet.
flight crew will be making their way through the
Transition
cabin with complimentary drinks and
Check.
snacks, as well as meals and alcoholic beverages for purchase with a valid credit card.
Minus 21.060 per minute. Forms FS Airlines. BBI Pilots star title notary notary screen chat row 3 column top 29 point destination runway column 399 runway combo top airport at 29,000. Why?
Okay.
5 runway, low runway, combo, top 04 R max. 15 R 04 R, 5.93. OK button, cancel button, plus C, OK button, Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33.8.0. See airport edit selected KBOS. Runway, combo, top 04 R max. Airport edit failed edit red only, name. RW 04 R.
Okay, here we go.
Frequency, 110.30.
110.30, course 50, which is like 34. 110.30, 34. Okay, we're good. We're good. I was like, man, don't let this mess up.
27,700, 279, minus 2024 feet per minute. MCP altitude 0 feet.
Okay.
Total fuel, 10,300.
I'm only scared about the fuel, but I think we'll be okay. We still got 10,000 pounds, so
It'll be alright.
I don't know why. I guess it went on reserve because the flight's so short. I think it's why it
27,000 feet.
is calling on reserve.
Yeah, it's probably.
But yeah, we should be good.
Well, there's not enough reserve fuel probably is what happened. It simply didn't give you enough because it's so short.
Yeah. Yeah, because I usually do 60, where you can set it to
45 minutes of reserve.
Yeah, 45,
Yeah.
60 or something like. I think I got mine set on 60, but
26,000 feet.
Well, that's like for oceanic, more like that. Well, actually 90 minutes for oceanic.
oh yeah, if I do an oceanic, I do
Oceanic, right?
maximum with what it will let you do.
5.92. $25,000 feet. 5.91. 5.9.
Oh, it's reading it. Okay, I was like, why is that reading? Okay.
Read trim disabled.
Turn off that damn trim.
What's up with the
Add remote disabled.
What's up with the error you get every once in a while about
24,000
unable to meet unable next altitude? I never.
It can do that if you change altitudes. Like, I put in 31,000 on a different waypoint a little bit sooner than what it wants to do, so it'll argue with you about it, but I just ignore it.
Number 1 message light display. Number 2 message light drag required.
Yeah.
23,000 feet. MCP speed. Indicator speed. Enter. Button. C slash O info. Dot M1 to M1 off speed off. Spoiler on. Spoiler on. Speed brake at red on plus K5.8396681. Speed brake on light on.
Brake on.
Drag required, so we'll turn on
number
the
message light off. CDU number 2 message light off.
Delta 1279er.
280 knots indicated. 279 knots indicated. Spoilers retracted. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33. Microsoft Flight 22,050 PASL. Altimeter 1014. 278 knots indicated. 21,918 PASL.
Alright, we're at 21,000. Yeah, if you want good practice, Boston is the one to do it at, because
21,000 feet.
and you know, another good thing about that you can do with practicing is take off from the same airport that you want to practice doing your landing or whatever, and it'll give you a decent little flight plan for doing a takeoff and going around and coming back in.
Yeah. But just do it on SimBrief?
20,000 feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, you don't got to do it on SimBrief. You can do it on, like, you don't even need to, you could just, if you're familiar with wherever you're flying from, you could just do it from 2020. That's what I do. I don't even go into SimBrief. You can, I have, but if
But then how do you, and then you import the flight plan that 2020 makes into the CDU?
Yeah, I just, usually what I'll do is, I've already got a flight plan, like, for example, Indianapolis, for example, if I want to practice there, load the flight plan through Microsoft, and then when you,
18,000 feet.
well, you got a couple ways you can do it, actually. You can either load the flight plan through SimBrief, or you can use a flight plan you've already got, you know, because you can load it through the sim. Or you can just put it in, you can just put it in Microsoft, and I mean, it's still going to build, well, you got to make sure you don't got a different flight plan, your latest flight plan, because it'll try to use that. But as long as you load, as long as it loads the flight plan in the CDU that you're wanting to fly from and land to, the, you know, the same airport, you know, don't do it if you've got another flight you had did, because it's going to load that flight plan. So in some cases you would have to build it in SimBrief, you're right, but if you already got it on your computer, you can just load it into the CDU.
You already got the route file.
Yeah.
16,000 feet.
And that works pretty good for practicing and stuff, because at least you're not flying for 2 hours just to do a practice at an airport that you have trouble landing at or something.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see where we're
For
at.
takeoff, you could just, for practicing takeoff, you could just set the panel state to runway. jump to the runway and
Yeah.
then,
Yep.
15,000 feet.
take off.
Yeah, that's what's nice about them different options you can do. They even got one for a climb profile.
Yeah, I know that's
I don't think it puts you in the air, but it
I wonder if that would be the one to use to take for takeoff. I don't know.
14,000 feet.
I wonder what if that's.
I think so. That might.
I haven't tried it yet.
It might be because it might have it where it's already set for, you know, doing a
The flaps might not be out and all that. Yeah.
right.
Thirteen thousand feet.
All right. Let's see.
12,000 feet. 283 knots indicated.
All right, we're
MTB speed roll
going.
1. MTB
Let's.
speed brake at red on. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. 12,151 feet ASM. 281 knots indicated. Comma 133.32.
Slow down here a little bit.
Left MMC light on. Right MMC light on. CPU number 1 is light on. CPU number 2 is light on. 12,000 feet.
All right.
NAV1 is Localiza. Localiza is alive. Runway heading 49.
Check our speed.
260 knots indicated. 11,408. 261 knots indicated. 262 knots indicated. FMC speed. The speed box is already open. MCB speed roll speed brake at red on. Spoiler speed off M1 auto throttle arm button mode C slash O indicated. Intervene off button mode plus I indicated. Airspeed at red on. Plus E selected. Intervene off button mode plus I indicated. Airspeed at red on. Plus E selected 170. Intervene off button mode press. Speed intervene on. Indicated airspeed at plus E selected 270. Selection remove. 250. Intervene C slash auto M1 off speed off spoiler spoiler. Speed brake at red on plus K5.8177. Auto brake at red on plus speed brake at red on. Microsoft Flight Microsoft Flight 10,000 266 knots indicated. 266 knots indicated. 265 knots indicated. Minus 1188 feet per minute. 264 knots indicated.
Glide slope is alive.
263 knots indicated.
NAV1 is glide slope.
262 knots indicated. MCB speed 250. 261 knots indicated. MCB. Spoiler speed off M1 auto drop C slash intervene indicated. Airspeed at plus E selected 250. Selection remove. Microsoft Flight 10,500. 256 knots indicated. Minus 1102 feet per minute. 255 knots indicated.
All right.
248 knots indicated. 10,300. MCB forms not named FS Airlines 02 RT Lex 1 RT 120 degrees 3.3 at 1 with the 250 slash 8,000 10,000. 119 2 HRIS 240 slash 8107. 103 SPYSD 220 slash 7,000. Microsoft Flight Sim 10,082 BAS 239 knots indicated. Left MC light off. Right MC light off. CDU number 1 message light off. Total fuel 9,900.
Passing 10,000 feet.
Left retractable landing light.
Oh yeah, we got
We
got plenty of fuel here.
Left runway turn off light on. Taxi on. Right runway turn off light on. Taxi light on. Wind lights on. Wind on.
Not looking too shabby. Man, I wish you could have been in the cockpit, man. We should have did that. I should have had you connect.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about it.
Now, well, now the shadow is fine. Well, it wasn't starting up and shit last night. Like, that's why I was like, oh yeah. I mean,
What's going on with it?
Now it seems. I don't know. I think I had. I don't know. There was a new setting that by default was just not letting it. I finally figured it out and set it back to auto, and it's starting up now. I just did an Avery type flight, so.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
You can probably try. Yeah, you can try it tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
241 knots indicated.
9,000 feet. Act RT Lex 1 slash red only. Act RT 119 degrees 8.0 NM. Act RT 119 degrees 1. HRIS 240 slash 8107. 119 degrees 4.1 NM. 1. HRIS 240 slash 8107. 102. SPYSD 220 slash 7000. 101. HRIS 240 slash 8107. 119 degrees 4.1 NM. Microsoft Flight. Microsoft Flight.
Miles.
87 241 knots indicated. 86 17 PAS. Minus 908. 241 knots indicated. Act RT Lex 1 slash 5 PM MCB speed column 3 indicator speed plus E selected 240. Selection removed. Com 230. Microsoft Flight Simulator 8442 AM minus 920. 240 knots indicated. 240 knots indicated. 239 knots indicated.
See, like right now, I'm using just the speed brake because I'm not at 220 knots yet. Once I hit 220,
236 knots indicated.
we'll
Act RT Lex 1 slash 5 PM Reynolds. Act RT 120 degrees 3.1 NM 1. HRIS 240 slash 8107. 111 degrees 5.6 NM 1. SPYSD 220 slash 7000. Microsoft Flight forms.name. Loads and check. Act RT MSFS Airlines Common Core. BBI pilots star and free forms.name. Act RT Microsoft Flight Simulator. Microsoft.
Turn the speed brake off and then it
Indicator speed
goes
indicator speed plus E selected 230. Selection removed. Intervene C slash auto drop M1 to M1 off button speed off button spoiler on button spoiler B on button.
yeah, we're gonna turn the speed brake off now. We're gonna arm
Microsoft
it.
Flight Simulator 1 point. Microsoft Flight 7730 minus 900 225 knots indicated. 225 knots indicated. 225 knots indicated. 224 knots indicated. 224 knots indicated. 224 knots indicated. 223 knots indicated. 223 knots indicated. 223 knots indicated. 222 knots indicated. 222 knots indicated. 222 knots indicated.
All right, now we'll go flaps 1. 220 knots.
Left ram more light on. Right ram more light on. Left 0.
Flaps 1.
Transit light on. 7360. 219 knots indicated. MCB speed roll forms name Act RT Lex 1 red only.
Take a look
RT
here.
111 degrees 4.1 NM 1. SPYSD 220 slash 7000. 168 degrees 9.2. Right 220 slash 60 1. 212 degrees 2.3 and 3. GTAB 220 slash 6000. 212 degree 4. LB 210 slash 6000. 045 degrees 5. At 210 slash 4 to 298.
Even at 210 knots, I'm gonna leave it at flaps 1.
045. At 210 slash 4 to 298. 03. LB 210 slash 6000. 044. At 210 slash 4 to 298.
Wait, what is that? Hold on.
RT 200 1. Middle 210 slash 11,000 day. 202. Euro 210 slash 10,000 day. 203. OOSH 250 slash 9,000 14,000. 204. TTRI 250 slash 9,000 day. 205. WAADR 210 slash 6,000. RF6 1.00 slash 0. RT 201. Woody 210 slash 9,000 day. 202. Rugby 210 slash 6,000. 203. GTAB 220 slash 6,000. 204. LB 210 slash 6,000. 305. NAGO 199 slash 3,000. RFPs 5. NAGO 199 slash 3,000. RFPs 5. NAGO 199 slash 3,000. Act RT Lex 3 slash 5. Act RT Lex 2 slash. Act RT 101. Rugby 220 slash 60 1. 202. GTAB 220 slash 6,000. 203. LB 210 slash 6,000. 04. At 210 slash 4 to 298. 234. At 210 slash 4 to 2. CDU number 1 execute key available. CDU number 1 execute key available. CDU number 2 execute key available. Execute key off. Act RT like 168 degrees 5.31. Rugby slash. Act RT 168 degrees 4.8 1. Rugby 220 slash 60 1. 101. Rugby 220 slash 60 202. GTAB 220 slash 6,000. 203. LB 210 slash 6,000.
I had to fix my waypoints because where I updated my transition, it still had old waypoints on there. And sometimes you got to go look, because if not, it'll have double. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think there's a way to delete those on the
Yeah, I need to read that.
departures and arrivals page.
I need to figure out how to do that.
It's like less than and greater than.
What, the less sign?
The less is the departure, while the greater is the arrival. And I think you can delete the greater, like.
Oh.
I think, yeah, like I've done it before. I rarely do it, so I keep forgetting how to do it.
203. LB 210 slash 6,000. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1 point. Microsoft Flight 6201 meeting. 219 knots indicated.
We're looking good right now, guys. And if you look, 219 knots, only flaps 1. Speed brake is in. So, I don't know. I think Microsoft handles this stuff way better. And at the same time, it's a lot more realistic.
Minus 197 feet per minute. 221 knots indicated. 220 knots indicated. CDU number 1 message light on. CDU number 2 message light on.
Keep the after Joby.
6,000 feet. At RTE legs 1 slash RTE legs 1 slash
What did it say?
2 2 2 3 3 4 0 5 RMT slash actual 6 1 max 6 1.0 max steep descent after Joby. Day steep day
Oh, steep descent after
Joby.
Joby, but that's okay.
Joby 210 slash 6,000 312 Apple 200 slash 3,000 336 degrees 5.7 nm com 1 Joby 210
Yeah,
slash
steep
6,000
descent's no problem.
Because, well, it's because I took away the A on the localizer for 3000A.
At RTE leg 212 degrees 1 Joby 210 slash 6,000 312 Apple 200 slash 3,000 at RTE 212 degrees 5.4 nm. At RTE leg 212 degrees 4.0 nm. 1. Joby 210 slash 302. Apple 200 slash Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33.8. Microsoft Flight. The speed box is already open. At RFCB speed column speed rate auto rate speed rate at red only plus K off. Spoiler beyond spoiler speed off M1 off M1 select auto browser RC slash O indicator beyond mode indicator speed at plus selection remove. 210. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33.8.0. At RTE leg 1 red. At RTE 212 degrees 4.0 nm. At RTE 212 degrees 2.6 nm. 1. Joby 210 slash 6,000. 215 knots indicated. 214 knots indicated. 214 knots indicated. 213 knots indicated. At RTE 212 degrees 2.6 nm. At RTE 212 degrees 1.9 nm. 1. Joby 210 slash 6,000. 302. Apple 200 slash 3,000. 302. Apple 200 slash 3,000. MCV speed indicator speed at plus E selected 200 selection removed. 200. At RTE legs 1 slash 2 pmdg 7. At RTE 212 degrees 1.1 at 1. Joby 210 slash 6,000. 212 degrees 1.1. At RTE legs 212 degrees 0.8 nm. 1. Joby 210 slash 6,000. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.204 knots indicated.
And now we're going to 200 knots. You can go to flaps 2 at 200 because, like I said, 20 to 30 knots in between. But we're going to activate approach.
2038 down.
Microsoft Flight Simulator
175. 1,781 down.
At RTE legs 1
right 169.
FS airline PBI pilot slash star title stream channel.
But then like flaps 15, like the reason why the gear alarm goes off is flaps 15 is like when the gear is supposed to be down, it's not
1,140 down. Right 124. 997 down. Right 113. MCP at RTE legs 1 slash 2 red only 782 down. Degrees 3.5 and right 179 slash 3000. 0342 MILTT 148 slash 630 down. 045 Apple 102 MILTT 148 slash 1700. 484 down. Right 86. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33 Microsoft. At RTE MCP MCP speed row 2 row 4 indicator speed at plus E selected 200. Selection remove. 284 down. 190. Right 83. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.0 at 3754 BASL. Minus 24 135 down. Right 83. 35 feet speed flight 3344 BAC. 225 knots indicated. Distance to destination 11 slash 0. 3434 BASL. At RTE legs 1 slash 2 pmdg 700 MCP navigation column 3 of 9. CMDB off button plus T. Rest. CMDB on. CMDB on. CMDB on. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33.8. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33.8.0. MCP speed indicator speed at plus E selected 190. Selection remove. 150. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33.8.0. 216 knots indicated. 3,215 knots indicated. 2944. 2638. 215 knots indicated. 213 knots indicated. Com 1. 127.20. MCP speed 154.
2,500.
Flaps 5. 209 knots indicated.
This is not an easy.
25. 2377 BAC. 208 knots indicated. 207 knots. 0. Dot. Gear lever now. No gear transit light on. Left gear transit light on. Right gear.
Not an easy airport.
206 knots indicated. Left gear transit flaps 5. Gear now. Dot. No gear transit light off. No gear watch light on. Left gear light on. Flaps 10. Flaps 11. 29 degree. Minus 1070. 100. Distance to destination. 6 slash 0. 2,000 feet.
Flaps 25.
Flaps 25. Gear down. 100. 172.
Alright, we're okay.
Flaps
30.
1643. 160. MCP navigation at RTE legs 1 slash 2 pmdg forms on main road 2. Motion checklist moving. Send CHKLS command CHKLS press.
Landing
Microsoft Flight
checklist.
Simulator. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33. Engine number 2.
Engine start switches.
Continuous.
Speed brake.
Armed.
Landing
Flaps
gear.
rotate.
Down.
Flaps.
Set.
40.
Checklist complete.
MCP
Flight
0
attendants prepare for landing.
149 knots. Minus 700. 148 knots indicated.
Now that's how you're supposed to do it. Wait till your speed when you don't. I always say when you're under 190 knots, that's when you should be looking at your flaps being at 2 to 5. You know, as you're going down, obviously.
1,000.
2 to 5, and then 15 is when.
153 knots indicated.
Yeah.
Like on final. That's why the gear alarm keeps going off every time.
Indicator selection removed.
The gears should be down by that point.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33.8.0.
Yeah, exactly.
Approaching runway 04, right.
144.
We're looking good here. I hope my autopilot don't shut off
500.
530. 520. 139 knots indicated.
like it did before.
Minus 600.
Yeah.
400.
Looking good, guys. Yeah.
142 knots in.
142 knots.
300.
Distance to destination. 1/0.
1 mile to go. Yeah.
200.
Distance to destination. 0/.
Yeah.
100. 50. 40. 30.
Speed light off. Speed light off.
20. 10.
On ground.
Speed breakout. Reverse thrust.
100.
Now that was a good land.
124 knots. 111 knots.
100 knots.
99 knots.
Landing rate. Minus 251 feet.
That was good. Minus 251. That was a good.
74 knots.
69 knots ground speed.
60 knots.
61 knots.
Speed release arm light on. Speed brake arm light off. Runway 04 RK 10,227.
Watch the ground speed.
Number
36
number
knots.
Parking brake on. Auto brake disarm light on. Parking brake light on.
14
All
knots.
right. Before I jump to the gate, I'm going to FS Airlines. Minus 250.
Button. Exit button. Exit button. And flight button. Press.
In flight. I've learned don't end the flight after you go to the gate.
Button. Next button. Engine number 1. Press. FS Airlines. Button. Button. Exit button. Exit button. Next button.
Because FS Airlines sometimes messes up and it will calculate
Next button.
that landing rate instead of.
Button. Button. Next button. Home button. Options button. Spoilers right. Flight button.
Or no, it won't, but you'll think you got a landing rate that you really didn't.
Flight button.
Is what I mean.
Exit button.
Yeah.
So,
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3. Jump the gate. Airport code and
KBOS.
147 case list. 11. Name. A. Number. 11. Type. Ramp Georgia large. Menus. Third report of 16. Name. A. Number. 16. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. Altimeter. 1014. Engine number 1. Fuel valve light open. Engine number 2. Star valve light. Left runway turn off light off. Right runway turn off light off.
There we go.
Taxi light off.
That was a good flight, you guys.
Left side window be navigation off. GPS starting belly off. Logo off. DCs. Left app fuel pump off.
I don't know why I get that GPS invalid. I get that all the time. And I don't know why.
Everybody gets that.
Oh, it's not just me. Okay.
Engine number 1. Left side window be off. Left forward window be off. Right forward window be off. Right side window be off. Left master.
All right, guys. So there it is.
Transponder mode top. Transponder mode XTND.
We got some kind of alarm going off inside the cockpit. I'm not sure what that is. Let me see.
Level 0 over at left expanded. 0 level 2 service tone. EEZ 1 oxygen 1 gear 1 flight recorder 1 level 0 electronic control over at expanded. Level 1 flight controls 1 electrical collapse 1 level expanded. 0 light battery selector combo box on collapsed. Ground power up button mode plus R. Pressed. Pressed. Cabin utility on passenger seats. DC power, DC volts in, DC amps, AC power, AC volts in, AC amps in, standby power comp, IDD, IDD number, generators moving, generator number 1 on button. Pressed. Left master caution light on, right master caution light on, flight controls warning light on, left master caution.
No, it ain't that.
Number 1 generator number 2 on button, generator number 2 off button, engine number 2 hydraulic pump low, active generator number 1 off button. Pressed. Active generator number 1 off, active generator number 1 on. Active generator number 2 off button, pressed. Active generator number 2 off, active generator number 2 on. Pressed.
No, it ain't that.
Active generator number 2 on. Active generator number 2 on button. Active generator number 1 off button. Active generator number 2 on button. Active generator plus light on. Active gen 1 off plus light off. Engine generator off plus light off. Flight recorder light off. Flight control low pressure light off.
All right, there we go. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys watching the flight. Remember, if you got any questions, you can leave your comments down below. Boston is, you know, it's not a bad airport, but it'll just keep you on your toes. That's for sure. For sure. Just practice. That's all I can tell you. But Anyways, y'all have a good night, and we'll be doing a flight tomorrow sometime. I gotta put this in for servicing, so it might be a day or two before we fly out of here. So.